Hey, this is Andreas from eSurfer, live from our shop in Berlin, Germany. Today we want to show you some very basic information for beginners of this new sport, and we want to talk about general surfboard with motors, surfboards with motors. You may not think how long these boards are around. Actually, the first people tried it almost 100 years ago in the 1930s. Yeah? We have a nice article, Motorized Surfboards, in our blog. We will put the link in the description, and there you can see pictures of the very early surfboards. In fact, here in Berlin, we had the first motor surf club in the 1980s, here in Berlin on the Wannsee. These were huge surfboards, and they really had an outboarder at the end of the surfboard, so a little bit crazy, but yeah, it has a long history. The first boards obviously were petrol powered and quite noisy, and I can give you a short example here. But we as eSurfer obviously focus on electric surfboards. And you can categorize them in three areas. You have electric subs, which either have a motor integrated or a separate motor, which you can put on any sub. You have the eFoils. These are the boards which are flying above water. And then you have Jetboards, which are actually on the water. Okay, let's start with electric subs or sub motors. You can have all-in-one models like this one here. You see there's a battery compartment where you put in a small battery. Underneath there's a motor who sucks in water in the front and then pushes it out to the back, and this is how actually it accelerates. You have on your pedal a small remote control to accelerate and set different speeds. You can also use the motor here as an electric pump, so you don't need to pump by hand. Basically an all-in-one thing. Or you buy a separate sub motor, for example something like this from Scuba Jet. So you can see you can slide it in here in your existing sub if you have the standard US or slide in. In this case you have a small smartwatch here where you can basically accelerate. The special thing about the Scuba Jet is that you can also use it as a scuba diving device. So you put this thing on and then you can go dive. Don't expect a lot of speed with these kind of things. I come back to the speeds later on. This is more for, if you do a long sub tour and you want to go back and the wind comes from the front, so it will actually support you to come back. It is great for kids, it's not fast, it is safe, but alternatively you can also put a chair on it and take some beers with you and just go down the river. The second categories are the Jetboards. So these are more traditional surfboard. They are on the surface. You have a hand controller or remote control to accelerate. They have a big battery compartment and underneath a motor, and they are relatively easy to ride, especially if you take larger surfboards. This is a sporty one. There are even more sporty, shorter ones. You have foot straps on them for radical maneuvers, but there are also larger boards with a rope at the beginning where you can hold, and they have a lot of volume so that it's good for beginners and even for families. Let's come to the third category, which is the one here in the middle. It's called an electric hydrofoil surfboard, or in short, eFoil. The special thing about the eFoil is it is actually flying above water, 60, 70 centimeters above the water. And this is due to a long mast and two wings, which makes it actually fly. You accelerate with such a remote control or hand controller. This is a remote control. This is where you accelerate to find the right speed. However, you steer by body movement, right? If you go to the left, it goes left. If you go right, it goes right. If you go to the back, it will go up. If you go to the front, it will go down. It also obviously has a battery compartment with a battery and an electric motor underneath. I will not go into more detail here because we have a separate video called What is an eFoil, which really explains in detail everything you need to know about an eFoil or electric hydrofoil. Let's talk about the speed. How fast is such a surfboard with motor? Obviously, it depends on the category. You have the electric subs or sub motors. They are relatively slow with 5 to maximum 10 kilometers an hour. On the other hand, you have the jetboards who make up to 65 kilometers an hour. The eFoil here, they can also do more than 50 kilometers an hour. However, I don't really recommend this. If you want to speed, then you go for a jetboard. This is like carving in powder snow with a snowboard. So the normal speed for eFoils is maybe around 25 kilometers or 30 kilometers per hour. Let's talk about money. What does a surfboard with motor cost? The E-SUPs, for example, you can get single motors which you can put on your existing sub starting at 800 euro. The Scuba Jet is above 2000 euro. All prices are including German VAT. If you have this all-in-one sub with motor, you are probably between 3000 and 4000 euro. Jetboards, we are only selling premium boards, so they start at 13,000 euro and go up to 20,000 euro. Similar with the eFoils, again premium eFoils depending on the model between 13,000 and 18,000 euro, including 19% German VAT. Okay, this was our short introductions into surfboards with motors. Don't forget, if you want to have more detail, there's a separate video, what is a jetboard, and also a video, what is an eFoil, with a lot of information, everything basically you need to know. We will probably do another video for the electric subs, but you can also actually ask questions underneath this video in the comments, or you visit our website with a blog. There's our phone number and email address. Please reach out to us. Or if you have the opportunity to visit us here in Berlin or in one of our outlets all over Germany, Italy, France and Spain, please do so and just see the boards live and potentially test them. Okay, that's it. Bye.